Hello everybody. So I'm back doing another video. Been requested to do a video on how to make airport lids. So I'm going to show you the way that I do it. I use just one of these handy dandy white mason jar lids and then a 1/4 inch drill bit. That's the first step. You get your drill bit ready and drill two holes. Drill two holes in your lid. I usually try to keep them about halfway between the center and the outside. That way, if you're using it for liquid culture, you know, when you tip it to get your liquid up to the one port, your polyfill port isn't anywhere near the liquid, so you don't get your your polyfill wet. And then the other reason is on the side where you do your RTV silicone, you want to have enough space to where you can kind of swirl the silicone around the hole so that you get like a good coverage or whatever. And if you put the hole too close to the edge, it makes that more difficult. So I just try to go about halfway between the outside edge and the center dot right there. So let me drill these real quick. Give me 1 second. That's done. So you got your two holes right there. I have a pocket knife that I usually use right here to kind of get that excess stuff off. You just kind of shave around the hole there. Boop. There's one, and shave around the hole here. And there's two. And then kind of go on the inside, do the same number right here all the way around. Boom. And then this side and go all the way around. Cool. All right. Now, you've got your two holes. So, step one is you're going to take some polyfill. So, polyfill. I like to use this polyfill. I'm actually phasing away from polyfill, so eventually I might just switch to micropore tape on the holes, kind of like I've already got on this guy right here, but I don't really know. I do like the polyfill because it lasts a long time. It holds up really good to the pressure cooker. And this specific one, the Crafter's Choice, is a coarser polyfill, so it holds together. It doesn't have as many like random little pieces that kind of flake off like normal polyfill does. So what I do is I just take a little piece like this and I roll it between my hands, and then I kind of make a V out of my hands while I'm doing it to get the one end to go all the way down to a point. And the idea is you want it to be a point so you can poke it right through your little hole there and then grab it on the other side. Now you're going to take that and you're going to pull as hard as you can until it's either about halfway through or you can't pull it anymore. Ideally, you want it to be tight enough to where you can't pull it through anymore before you cut it off, and that's how you know it's in there nice and good. All right, now you're going to take some scissors and just go down and cut, doing it off camera. Cut that off. So you've got your polyfill there on the one side. Let me turn this down a tiny bit. So yeah, and then you're gonna flip this over. And I use either a knife or a razor or some scissors. Sometimes I use a scalpel, just whatever sharp thing I have on hand right there, right in that side of me. Cut the outside polyfill off. Boom. Now you've got polyfill. It's in there, you can touch it, you can mess with it, you can poke it, it's not going to come back out. It's good. Polyfill is done now. So moving on to RTV silicone. So a little bit about RTV silicone. RTV stands for room temperature vulcanization, which basically means that the silicone reacts with air, and then at room temperature it will actually solidify into a finished product. It doesn't require any heat or any bonding agents or anything like that. It just needs the air. So that being said, one thing that you usually have to deal with because of that is every time you reuse it, you kind of have to get the old bit out, because this part when you were using it last was exposed to oxygen, so then this part right here at the tip will actually vulcanize, obviously, after you're done. So you always got to have a little pocket knife I use to scoop that out. Not as big of a deal if you're using your tube for the first time, but as you can see, this one is almost gone, and I have made a good number of lids with it. This part is a bit tedious when you're reusing the tubes. Again, we've got silicone. There we go. It's coming out. Okay. Now, next step, I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here. Let me see if I can get this to angle down just a little bit. Nope, that's as far as it goes. Okay. So I'm just going to have to do it up here. Alright, it will not angle down. So, I take this, and I like to start, let's see if I can get a good angle on this here. There we go, right there. So I like to start from the inside of the lid, and I get a dab, get that out of there a little bit, and I put it right on the hole, right in the middle, okay? Now I take it, and as I squeeze, I kind of spread it out a little bit, and get a good little circle going. Oh man, I totally forgot a step. Oh well, we'll do that here next. All right, and then I just kind of keep swirling it, and squeezing a little bit by a little bit, and I do it in like a circular motion kind of around the hole, so that as it builds up, you see how there's like the mound is like right over the center of the hole. You like kind of want to just kind of, you know, do a little whoop, whoop, swirly swirl, and then it also helps you not get any, you know, little runner strings or whatever, kind of how similar to how you would with hot glue. Now I forgot to do a thing. I do this on this side. It's gonna be a little tricky now that I got the silicone poking through, but I'll actually take a knife and I will go around this, and I'll actually score the lid in kind of like a, I don't know, a star pattern. I guess it's not really a star, but basically just go around and I score the lid like this, and what that does is it gives something for the silicone to grip onto. So you get a little, see it kind of like, there you go, little scratches like that. It gives something for the polyfill to latch onto. What that does is when you stab your syringe in, every time you pull it back out, it kind of pulls on this top piece of silicone, and eventually that top piece will like flake off the lid and stuff. So when you put the little creases in there, or the little scratches, it basically just gives something to hold on to, which makes your ports last a little bit longer. I have some ports on some of these lids that have been going for over 2 years now. Easily have been pressure cooked, like, you know, probably, I wouldn't even know, at least like 20 to 30 times. All right, and then you do the same thing on the top side. Just kind of get it on there, get a little swirl. I like to give a good coverage about, you know, the hole's about 1/4 of an inch. I like to go about 1/4 of an inch on either side of the hole. So all in all, your port's about 3/4 of an inch wide. And there you have it. That is how you make an airport lid. And now you just set it somewhere gently, you know, over here like this, and just let it sit for 24 hours so that that can set up. Yeah, that's been how to make an airport lid. They're really great for, you know, grain spawn for growing mushrooms is what I use them for. Obviously, it's for growing mushrooms, but I love it for liquid culture. It makes your liquid culture a lot faster. You don't have to do grain to grain transfers in a still air box and stuff like that. So it's really just my preferred method is liquid culture with airport lids. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.